Aloha and Namaste. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz, and I'm joining you from livestream.travel, reporting for Itobo News. With me is Mr. Deepak Joshi. And the reason I said Namaste is because he's in Nepal, and that's what you say when you say hello. And the reason I said Aloha, because I'm in Hawaii, and that's what we say when we say alo. Deepak was the former head of the Nepal Tourism Board. He's been around in tourism for a long time, a very well-known figure on many boards around the world, and he's everywhere. And actually, more important, he is the tourism hero for the World Tourism Network. As you all know, the World Tourism Network right now has a network of 19 heroes in the world. These are people that have done something special, specifically in regards to the COVID outbreak, in taking leadership. And Deepak is one of them, and he's actually the latest tourism hero announced by the World Tourism Network. Congratulations, Deepak, and welcome.
Namaste and aloha. Aloha. Thank you very much, Jürgen, for this recognition. This is not an achievement for me, but this is a motivation for me to act more. Thank you very much.
No, and I think it's well deserved, and everyone agreed so. So you're the hero now in this business, and that's really what we need. We need leadership, and we heard a lot about leadership, starting, of course, with the election in the United States, and our now Vice President Joe Biden will be replacing Donald Trump at the end of January. And I don't know, what do people in Nepal, and what do you think about this?
I think most of the people in Nepal also, they are happy with the result of this election, because Nepal is a country where Lord Buddha was born, the epitome of peace. And then every Nepalese, they love peace. So I don't know, but before there was a kind of perception among Nepalese people about the earlier president regarding his approach, his talks, his speeches, where it seems like he used to promote hatredness, a kind of division within the communities or societies. So maybe because of that, in Nepal, people are happy with this new election, and then there is a big hope that a new chapter will be initiated through this election, promoting peace and harmony globally.
And I think that's what many people in the world, including here in the United States, are hoping. It was a very tight election, and President Trump is still fighting to win it, but that's pretty much impossible. So I guess that's more than wishful thinking. So many of the people I know, and specifically here in Hawaii, where 85%, I believe, Democrats, we were all hoping for these results. And I think the world tourism industry, a lot of the people share this sentiment. The United States always has been looked at as a leader in many initiatives, and to be honest with you, without getting too much political, but as I said, we're not the BBC here, so we can say what we think. I'm very happy about this. So
especially people who are in tourism, I mean the tourism fraternity, that is more happier they are, because the tourism is grown only in harmony and peace, and then in friendly environment. So people in tourism are happier, I think.
It's a happy business, and we had an interview with a happy guy from Australia a few weeks ago. It's in our archive, and his entire business is in regards to tourism happiness. And I think he started with this idea in Nepal. So Nepal seems to be the happy place where everything starts to be happy. And Nepal is really different in a lot of ways, and it specifically, maybe it comes through the history. It comes because of the people in Nepal. Why is Nepal? It feels like a little bit spiritual almost when you're in Nepal. What are your thoughts about that?
You are very right, Jürgen. Nepal is probably the most unique country in the world, as our national flag itself is. Our national flag is the only flag in the world which is triangular in shape. So, and then it is the most diverse country on earth. Our lowest point from sea level is 60 meter, and then highest is 8848. That is Mount Everest, and that is just in between the distance of 150 kilometer. So it's a vertical country, not the horizontal country. And then uh, so many, the mountains, peaks, hills, natural abundance, that kind of setup, geographical setup we have, beautiful landscape, and that all gives a very good spiritual value, whatever activities we carry on, be it adventure or spiritual or village tours. Every activity in Nepal gives a spiritual value. So that's why most of the visitors, they love to come to Nepal. And then very interesting thing is, probably we are the one of the few countries where our repeat visitors is very, very strong. People who come once, the visitors who visit once, they want to visit again and again. That kind of magic Nepal has. And then, as I already mentioned, in Buddhism side, in Hinduism side, in other spiritual centers are also here. Yogas, meditation, wellness, that kind of things are also here. So maybe because of these reasons, Nepal has amazing value in tourism.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not all about climbing Mount Everest. You don't really have to be in so-called excellent shape. You can go to Nepal for so many different reasons. So if you're not a mountain climber, what is there to do in Nepal?
There are so many things. For example, the in cultural segment also, Nepal is equally rich. In small geography, we have 100 plus ethnic groups and 100 different dialects they spoke. Whenever we drive or walk around Nepal, in every 30 to 35 kilometer of distance, we get a chance to experience new culture, new the geography, new faces, new festivals, new climate that is there. And besides mountains and adventure activities, Nepal is very, very popular for wildlife also. We have 12 national parks. So many, the wild animals, and then jungles we have. Nearly 40% plus landmass is we have conserved as a protected areas. Uh, in conservation also, Nepal has shown exemplary effort. We are the only country which is going to double the population of tigers, Royal Bengal tigers. In 2022, we are going to double the population of tiger. And then this is the few countries, one of the few countries where that we have been enjoying zero poaching years. So in conservation front also, Nepal has exemplary role. And for example, in 20 kilometer of radius, we have seven UNESCO World Heritage Monuments. And Nepal has a history of never colonized history, and then culturally, historically, archaeologically, and wildlife in mountains, in many fronts. That there are amazing things. I do call this is the country of superlatives. Tallest point on earth, tallest settlement on earth, deepest gorge on earth. So many things there are. So this is a lifetime experience destination.
And don't
In,
forget,
in just
it's the food is absolutely excellent. It's one of my favorite foods in the world. And actually, I have
very true.
a very good news. We now have a Nepalese restaurant right here on Oahu. It's not in the
Oh, really?
tourist area, but if you visit Hawaii, take a taxi, and I think it's called Himalayan something. You find it if you Google it, and you should definitely try it out. It's great food. It's a little bit spicy. It's a little bit Indian, but it's different, right? What makes Nepalese food a little bit different?
Yeah, it is less spicy compared to Indian food, and it is very, very hygienic. Different varieties in one plate. For example, the spinach to lentils to, I mean, the carbohydrate to protein to different other varieties. It is well mixed of many things to pickle. So and then especially during this pandemic time, I think Nepali food helps to build a good immunity, because very special herbs they use while cooking Nepali food. For example, turmeric, garlic, onion. These kind of foods are also well mixed in Nepalese food. So this is very very interesting. I would like to add one story also, Jorgen, very true story. You know, the all over the world, Nepalese people are very very popular as a physically very very brave and the mentally very very calm and cool, be it Sherpas or be it Gorkhas who fight for the different causes in many countries. And there is a very strong reason behind it because of Nepalese food. They are very physically very very strong and mentally very very peaceful, calm and cool. So that kind of specialities Nepalese food has. Many people believe in it.
Yeah, and I certainly do. I love it. Now, Nepal, as you said, has so many things to offer, and it's such a beautiful place. I have to say, I've been to Nepal, I think 5 times, and I've never seen Mount Everest. But it's not like
All
you're
right.
bored if you don't see Mount Everest. It just has been cloudy, and with my luck, I was there on cloudy days. So it's always a reason to come back. And probably once you see Mount Everest, you want to go there every month because it's so beautiful. I would think so.
Visit to Nepal is once is not enough. So definitely next time.
Yeah, and I have some good news for people in Nepal you can take home. Now, Etobo News actually has a Nepalese language edition. So if you go
Really?
to our articles, you have languages from all over the world and just look for the Nepalese flag, what is very unique. And it's also spelled out, and you will be able to read every single article in Nepalese. And actually, it has a special website even, so you can bookmark the site. So next time you read Etobo News, you get it in Nepalese directly. The website is just ne.etobonews.com instead of just etobonews.com, and then you get it in Nepalese. So
That's so great. That's so great. Thank you very much, Yogan. Because the in if it is in Nepali language, it will help many tourism communities who cannot speak English. Will be very very helpful to them. In Nepal, our tourism is most of the activities they are in rural areas. So community tourism, village tourism, homestays are growing in Nepal. So they will certainly get very good benefit out of it.
yeah, please
Thank you.
spread the word and read it. Let me know how the translation is. It's probably not 100%, but I tried it with German, what I of course fully understand, and it was quite good. And it
I will do.
stays there. So,
I'll do.
and not every word is perfect, but if we get it 80%, we're doing well. Now, there's also more news in regards to elections and changes. One is in the United Nations World Tourism Organization, UNWTO. There are elections coming up earlier than expected, and this was decided at their executive committee meeting in Georgia just a few weeks ago. The elections are really coming up in January, what never happened before, and it's quite surprising. And many have been saying it's so the current Secretary General Zurab Polikashvili from Georgia wouldn't have anyone competing, but he does. The first person competing is Her Excellency Mai bint Mohammed Al Khalifa from Bahrain, and there may be more coming. So it's exciting time now for the UNWTO. I know Nepal is a member of the UNWTO. What is your expectation for leadership in this organization? What do you want this organization
Yep. Since
to be like?
quite long, Nepal is member of UNWTO, and then I don't know the reason behind declaring these dates in different times, but the timing is not so friendly, I believe, to travel in those destinations. And our expectation from the UNWTO General Secretary is uh, to accommodate the special destinations, many destinations. There is growing interest all over the world, and but somehow we are not being able to address the issues of those agencies. I mean those communities. So one, we need to accommodate more. We need to be more proactive. in last 3, 4, 5 years, I'm not seeing the proactiveness in the leadership in UNWTO, because that at this time, in the history, we are going one of the hardest time in tourism, but there are very less ideas being shared. Uh, Tourism is the business which creates a platform for networking, for learning from each other. So that kind of things are also not there. So my expectation from new leadership is accommodate more, be proactive, lead in a the lead creating impacts, be impactful. So in those lines, we are looking for a new leadership and have a kind of passion in tourism. The leader who is not passionate in the sector who is leading cannot produce good result. So I think the person, he or she, whoever going to lead, must be passionate in tourism, must be knowing the basic natures of tourism. Then only he or she can produce good results. So I'm hoping we'll get good leadership in this next term.
Yeah, and especially these are the most critical times. If there was ever a critical time for tourism, it is now. And we need these leaders, and there's no room for politics, I believe, for people who should be established because they have a political influence. And so let's hope for this. The is Nepal, by the way, a member of the Executive Council?
Uh, I don't have idea about that exact idea. I will check. But Nepal is member since many years. I think almost 2.5 decade ago. We are every year member of UNWTO.
Well, the reason I'm asking is every fifth member is a member of the Executive Council, and they are rotating every year. They're elected, and I don't believe Nepal is, but I may be mistaken, is a member of the Executive Council. What I noticed is that the UNWTO, under the current leadership, has catered almost exclusively to Executive Council members in the last couple of years in order, what I think, is to secure a vote if it ever comes back to election. So I'm wondering, just assuming Nepal is not a member of the Executive Council, did this reflect the care UNWTO gave Nepal, maybe, or not give Nepal, or gave Nepal, depending how you see it over the last 2 years?
Nepal has not received, good coverage or response or accommodative nature. So I will check, and then I myself is also, I don't know. I have not decided it, but I am willing to apply for this UNWTO General Secretary. Let's see. So I'm going to inquire these all things in these 2 to 3 days of time.
And talking about passion, there he is, Mr. Passion in person. That would be wonderful. Deepak, it has been a pleasure talking to you, like always. And I really wish you all the best. And please keep us informed with your plans and any plans. And I also wanted to say thank you for playing a role also in our youngest member of our global association families, what's the World Tourism Network, what will be launched officially on December 1st. And you're on the executive board. And it's an organization already with members in 221 countries right now. You find it if you go to wtn.travel. And of course, I'm part of it, and we're all working hard to make this a success. So there's a lot going on in tourism. There are people out there like yourself that really want to make a difference, and they understand the importance of this industry and the economic impact this industry has of so many countries and people and businesses, and also understand the times we're going through are probably even, if someone would have told me in March at ITB when it was canceled because of Corona, we ever would get into a situation we're in now, I would have not believed it. So I know we have been planning actually in March an event for Nepal, but for the Nepal Tourism Board, what was canceled. And what we did, though, we had the first event discussing Corona in Berlin at an ITB that didn't take place. But we had people who were stranded in Berlin actually attending our event at the Grand Hyatt Hotel. And we did this together with Pata at the time. And so I think we're one of the first really realizing the problem and the issue. We were just guessing. But even in the worst case scenario, I have to admit, we did not think it would come that far. So let's all work together to get out of this situation, make it a better, healthier world, relaunch tourism in a responsible way, and look at Nepal as a model in so many ways, because responsible tourism has always been part of your country, and your people are passionate in this industry. And so let's make this example of the world. And thank you so much, Deepak, for being part of our show here.
Thank you again. Thank you very much. I'm always together for tourism, and we'll work together for the brighter days in tourism.
Thank you.
Global tourism.
Namaste. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for the recognition.
Thank you for listening to another edition from livestream.travel. We will be back with more updates from eTurbo News soon. If you have any questions or you like to be featured in one of our upcoming editions, simply go to livestream.travel and click on Contact. For more information on the Travel News Group, publisher of eTurbo News, Hawaii News Online, Travel Wire News, and many others, go to travelnewsgroup.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll be back soon.